Hello there, it's Jay here from Jay's Vintage Junk. This is just a this is just me choking, sorry. This is just a really quick little update video on the Microvitec X MOD monitor that I'm having a little look at. And I decided I would try and get it out of its rear case. As you can see here, I've actually stripped everything out of the rear case, including I removed the little military connectors on the back, and the one that I thought was composite I've actually desoldered, which is this one here. I actually desoldered the edge connect, the little Molex connector off it, if you look here, and I've soldered it onto just a phono like that for testing. Put that back where I got it from. So basically, we've got a composite lead connected into where that military connector was on the back of the case. What I found, I was playing about with this earlier, and I bent this connector here, which you saw me remove in a previous video, and one of the wires, that yellow wire, just pinged off, and then when I bent it again, two more of them white wires, I think the blue and the red, just broke off. So I had a little look at it, and indeed they'd come out with little solder cups. It's with these type of connectors, it is possible to actually take them apart, and I managed to solder the wires back onto the little pins and reassemble the connector, and I put all that back together. And so basically what we've got is we've got the monitor here connected to this converter board via that what we're thinking it's probably is VGA cable. Then the inverter for the backlight is powered off 12 volts here. It's all a bit of a hash together, this thing. Even I presume they were buying like a stock part, like the monitor actual display panel, and then they built their own bits around it. I mean, this connector here, it was just a bit of wire soldered on with heat shrink round it and then soldered onto that military connector. And same for this, it looks like it's been stripped out of something. It's still like, yeah, it's like that was a moulded connector and it's been stripped apart, and then obviously it had a little end put on it to connect up to there. It's all very modular and built for a purpose, shall we say. Same with the little connector here. This is the menu system board. And anyway, I resoldered that, and I've got it connected up here. And what I've got it connected up to, I will just show you, is one of my Stunt ZX Spectrum boards. So basically this is going to provide us with a composite video signal, which will go into this converter board, out of the converter board, and into this monitor. And like I said, as you saw from the last video, we weren't really getting anything out of it trying to feed VGA into this. And I'm actually wondering, could that have been because there was that dodgy connection? Because if we power on now, so if I just power the monitor on, we'll see the monitor hopefully kick into life. There we go. And then if we power the Spectrum on, as we can see, I don't know how well can you see that on. Let me try turning the monitor light off, and let's see if you can actually see that. But I don't know if you can see that very well, but we have down here 1982 Sinclair Research Limited. So we've got composite video from the Spectrum being fed into this little monitor here, and it does seem to actually be working. If I've got the little menu button here, which I took off the back, and I press, we actually do have menus working now. I can't, there we go, yeah, we can navigate through. It's quite an advanced menu really. We've got red, green, blue, high position, horizontal position, vertical position, dot CLK, tune, don't know what that's for, got contrast, brightness. Like I said, it's quite a fancy obviously it's quite a fancy monitor this. I've not tried colour yet. Obviously, we seem to have an RGB input for it as well, so it does look like it will take a colour signal in. So I suppose that's the next thing to do, is have a look at that thing there and see whether we can replace that with something a little bit more civilian, and see if we can possibly get a colour RGB signal into this. I'll just say it's not perfect. Obviously we've got some banding down this side here, and we've got some tearing at the top of the image there. But for a first attempt, I'm quite pleased with that. I'll just switch the specky back off. I can't run this Spectrum for very long because there isn't a heatsink on the. Oh, it's still cool at the moment. The 7805 regulator hasn't got a heatsink on this specky. As I said, it's my one of my stunt Spectrum boards, which gets used for testing various ICs. And we'll switch that back on, and as we can see there, yes, we definitely have a working monitor, and better than anything, it's actually outputting a composite signal. So I said it was only going to be a quick little video, this, so I'm going to leave it there for now. I will obviously be getting back to these in due course once I've done a little bit more work on them, and possibly, like I said, see if I can get colour RGB out of this thing. So like I said, so long for now. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.